Now, as we move forward in autism, the thing that I see that we have the biggest problem with, we talk about jobs for autistic people, transition into work and such. The problem is bigger than that. The problem is that we don't have community. We don't have autistic leaders. If I say to you, who are the black leaders in this city? Who are the Jewish leaders? Every one of you can answer me. You don't have to be black or Jewish to recognize that there are black and Jewish leaders. If I say to you, who stands up for women's rights here? Every one of you can speak out about that, whether you're a guy, girl, you all know. But if I say to you, who are the autistic leaders? Nobody knows. Do you know that the autistic population in this country is roughly equivalent in size to the Jewish population? Now consider the headlines that we see in the news about autistic people. When autistic people are in the news, it is almost invariably in the context of something bad. Seldom, if ever, do we see a headline that says something like, Jewish and Arab leaders make a great breakthrough. Have you ever seen a headline that says, autistic and neurotypical leaders make a great breakthrough? But instead, what we see is autistic man is arrested in a shooting, autistic man is arrested for this, for that. And if you think to yourself for a minute, what if we substituted Jew for autistic? In those headlines, what would happen? And you all know. Those reporters would lose their jobs. They would be driven from the air. And why is that? That is because those groups have developed the ability to stand up for themselves. They stand up for themselves and they are not trod upon as we autistic people are. And if you wonder why we don't have jobs, why we don't have services, that's a big part of it, folks, because we do not get out there and kick ass and take names. People in these other communities have learned that they have had to fight hard for these rights, and we got to do the same thing. There's a lot to be said for the power of community. Look at the idea of Jewish people. Jewish people are renowned for that. Jewish people, where they say they trade with each other, they support a small circle of synagogues, Jewish-owned businesses, Jewish-owned activities. There are some people who disparage the Jewish community for doing that. But boy, you just think, if we autistic people could do that, what incredible power we would have. And that is the source of the Jewish community's power to a large extent. And it's why people may try and step on them, but the Jewish people can do something about it, and we can't because we don't have that community yet.